every Tuesday, our legal line, we open it up with Karl Truman, but today is Friday.
It's Friday.
So Karl's going to join us. It's different. It is on location at the Karl Truman Law Office with our own Erica Benton.
Well, that's right. We're actually out here at Karl Truman's law office in Jeffersonville. We saved him a tank of gas. We came to him this week, and so we just wanted to stop by. Karl, how are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for coming out and visiting me today.
It's my pleasure. Now, when a client comes in for the first time, kind of just walk us through what they can expect.
Well, first of all, I just want to point out that I'm licensed in both Indiana and Kentucky, and I have offices on both sides of the river. I do spend a lot of my time on the Jeffersonville side simply because it's so convenient than fighting the downtown traffic. But I do spend time in both office locations. And, we really focus on customer service. One of the first things when someone calls in to my law firm is the ease of trying to get information and taking care of them. Because a lot of times people, whether it's their work schedules or anything, sometimes they can't come down to whether it's the downtown office or the Jeffersonville office. So I've got investigators on staff that will go to them. And a lot of times even we provide free cab service, free shuttle service. So if someone needs to come in to the office, and whether perhaps the investigator can't make it out there or they do want to come in personally, we'll send a taxi service out to pick them up at no cost to the client as a customer service to make it easy for them to come in and get us, for us to get started to help them.
Gotcha. Well, that's definitely a great service. And one of the things I know we were talking a little bit before is a way to keep track of everything and just your use of technology.
Right. I really believe in technology, and we really focus on a team approach because it can't just be one person that has everything in their head. So we use sophisticated computer databases both to track records and documents and what's going on with a client case and negotiations with claims adjusters, so we can actually track even with a claims adjusters if I want to see, okay, how has this claim adjuster dealt in the past with us. I can run records and run reports on the whole history of dealings with that claims adjuster. And again, we work as a team. So whether it's the investigator that's getting information, or I have staff of paralegals that work on getting information from clients, dealing with insurance adjusters. So there's always someone working on the case.
Yeah, and that's always good too. Instead of just relying on one person, if you're out of the office, there's always someone here that they can go to.
That's right. If I'm in depositions for a day or a trial all week, then the cases continue to work. It doesn't rely on me personally being here. I'm always overseeing the cases, so when I get back, but if I'm out in trial for a week or in depositions all day, then I still have my staff and my team continue and work on those clients' cases.
Gotcha. Now, how has technology over the years made it easier, or in some cases harder, I'm not sure, for you to track cases and keep up with clients?
Well, it has made a big difference. I mean, there's still an amount that still has to be in a paper file, but so often even insurance companies now don't even use paper anymore. Even when you send mail into certain insurance companies, they scan it all in. So through whether it's email or the scanning of documents, it has helped us do more without having to increase staff even more. So, be able to have a small firm that uses technology and has the staff and trains staff, I believe in staff training, it really helps us be much more quick, than, say, an insurance company that has to, it's kind of like, it takes a mile to turn a battleship, but, so we're the small attack boat that can move quickly.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of technology, we have some emails from some viewers, and one of them, this is from Don in Louisville, and he says, I watch Mr. Truman every week, and I enjoy his plain talk. Is he or his family from Louisville? I think it's great he can practice in both states since they are right next to each other.
I grew up in Taylorsville, Kentucky. It's, a little bit, 40 miles, 50 miles from Louisville, Spencer County. When I grew up in Taylorsville, it was before the lake. Everybody knows about Taylorsville Lake. It was before the lake was even there. So I grew up, small rural Kentucky town, and got my undergraduate degree at University of Kentucky and law school at University of Louisville. So I'm from the area, and And I feel like that's important because so many attorneys that you see advertised, well, I don't want to say so many, but there are attorneys on television that don't live here, don't know the area. You know, if you talk about a street name or a landmark, they're not going to have an idea what you're talking about. So I'm from the area. I ended up starting out in the Jeffersonville side because I started out as a deputy prosecuting attorney and was promoted to chief deputy prosecutor just after a couple years. So that's how I got started on the Indiana side. But it is really, I think, a great benefit to be able to practice both sides of the river, both states, both Indiana and Kentucky, because being so close, I mean, we're always seeing cases that cross the state line. And there are so many attorneys that want to try to, for whatever reason, they don't want to give up that fee or that case, so they'll try to do a case in another state where they're not licensed. For example, I had a local person just contact me. They were on vacation in New Orleans. And, of course, I'm not licensed to practice in Louisiana, but rather than me trying to say, well, okay, I think I can help you in New Orleans, I have contacts in New Orleans. I have contacts all over the country, attorneys that do this type of work. And so I was able to connect them with an attorney that does personal injury work in New Orleans, and so they can get the right attention that they need by a local attorney there.
Gotcha. Well, we have another one from Albert in St. Matthews. This is more about kind of your personal hobbies. It says, I heard a few weeks ago Karl talk about running a marathon. I ran the Derby Festival mini marathon a few years ago, and it about killed me. How are his times? Does he run daily? And I like his weekly segments.
Great. Well, yeah, running is one of I started running in the Army, between going through airborne school and all the other training. So I've always been a runner, but I never really did a lot of long distances. But I've now run my 5th marathon.
There you go.
And I'm scheduled I'm planning to do the next one in February. And so it is one of my hobbies that I really enjoy, keeps me in shape, because this is a stressful business. And this is a very stressful line of work, and so you really have to have an outlet. And so the hobbies that I've really adopted now is running, and I try to run every day. Sometimes I'm not always successful, but between running and sailing, I've got a sailboat. It's my other hobby that I really enjoy. But yeah, the running, it's really a good outlet, because in this line of work, I mean, it's so stressful. You've got to have something.
Yeah, I love to run too. I don't have quite as stressful a job as you are. Maybe that's why I only run like 4 miles as opposed to about 26. I don't have as much stress to get out. But we have one more email, and this is from Dolores, and she says, Karl seems so fair and honest. Why doesn't he run for a district or circuit court judge? Was he a military judge at one time?
Well, a lot of people think that because I'm a lawyer, I must have been a lawyer in the Army, but I was not a lawyer in the Army. I was an armor officer, tanks, dealing with M1 tank and, well, some of the other tanks that now are in museums. But so I was never an Army lawyer. But and the other question was about what was she asking about?
About why don't you run for district or circuit court judge?
I used to be really involved in politics. I really always enjoyed politics and being involved in politics, and I have held some small local public offices in the past. And thought about something like that, as a way to serve the community. And I enjoy, it's through, whether it's military service and public office is a way to serve the community. I really am focused on, I feel like the best way I can help people right now is by being their advocate. And, I really appreciate the comment about being fair and balanced, because I do try to do that and look at things. But I like being, the advocate and being, the champion, because so many people don't have the resources or the expertise, because when we're fighting with, whether it's insurance companies, or big companies that hurt someone, people have to have some place to turn to be on their side, and someone that will be their advocate and go up to bat for them.
Gotcha. And where are your locations? I know the one where we are in Jeffersonville, but where are your other locations?
The office is in Jeffersonville, is at 420 Wall Street in Jeffersonville, and the Louisville office is located at 101 North 7th Street, the corner of 7th and Main. But as I said, we come to people too, and so if you don't want to fight the downtown traffic, we'll come to you.
Karl Truman helping people out. We're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to maybe get some running tips from Karl. Going to go meet the rest of his staff, and we're going to throw it back to you.
All right.